Hey folks, Big Deano here again. This time taking a look at the second of the two new figures that came out recently. This is Trunks, the Xenoverse edition. See, it even says so in the box. This is Trunks as he appears in the Dragon Ball Xenoverse games and also Dragon Ball Heroes, I believe. Where basically he's now dedicated his life to fixing any sort of issues that appear in the timeline as repentance for obviously meddling with the timeline. The strange thing is that this whole thing was conceived before Dragon Ball Super aired, so yeah, no one's really sure if or where this version of Trunks actually fits in anymore. Obviously, he does look a lot taller than his previous versions. He looks a lot more mature, more adult. So, hey, it's possible that this could be Trunks after dealing with Goku Black. Or it could be right after Cell, who knows. All I know is that it's a great looking figure, and despite his bizarre appearance, actually comes off looking quite badass, so yeah. Enough of my rambling, let's take a look at the box, shall we? Yep, again, standard new style packaging, only with the Xenoverse 2 logo instead of the Dragon Ball Z or Super logos. Again, limited sticker. This is, as I said before, you're actually getting a sort of redeem code with these two figures. Unfortunately, it only works in Japan and it only works on the PS4. So yeah, but you're supposed to get Time Patrol medals, TP medals, which is essentially the currency in Xenoverse 2 for buying costumes and, well, super attacks, that sort of thing. And you also get the Dragon Ball Super version of Future Trunks' outfit. But it's definitely a shame that you can't use it outside of like Japan or the PS4. It would have been nice if it was a universal code, because Tamashii knows people from all over the planet buy these figures by now. I don't know what they're going to do with the Bluefin one. I would guess that they would actually give out an American one, but again, that wouldn't help me out any. I live in the UK, so even those codes wouldn't work with me. So yeah, in terms of the packaging, as I said before, standard, just Trunks. There's no Super Saiyan or anything this time. You've got some pictures on the side, nothing on the top. Trunks Xenoverse edition. On the back you've got some pictures, the back of Ace there, and yep, there's the blurb. They always have to get it in somewhere. So yeah, let's get the box out the road. No one wants to spend ages looking at that. Unless you do, then you're weird. No, I'm joking. I know people like the boxes. So yeah, in terms of accessories, he comes with, I'd say about the same amount as Time Patroller / Ace, but it's different kinds of accessories. In terms of these, we get the time scroll itself, which I'll pop out and let you see. Nicely detailed little thing. These are actually the scrolls that all of time are stored on. I don't really understand it, to be completely honest with you. But Trunks always hands you one when you're going off on a mission. Apparently those are tainted ones, whatever. You get 4 faces, 2 heads, so 2 faces for each head. You get the regular one, which is actually completely remoulded from the original, which I'll show off in a second. You get a stern face, and you get a smiling or smug looking to the side face. In terms of Super Saiyan, you get, again, remoulded version of the original here. The original had bangs that were down at the bottom. This one actually has them up. It's a shame that they didn't just like totally remold it, because in Xenoverse his hair is like really spiky, like End of Cell Saga spiky. But instead they retooled it, retooled it to the point where it's basically a completely new head. So it's mind-boggling why they didn't just do it all together. But hey oh, probably saved them some money, I suppose. I do have a problem with mine where in the package, this bang was actually up against the plastic like that, meaning that now I need to take a heat gun to it to actually get it down in the correct position. I suppose it adds some flair to it, but hey oh, you get the gritting face and yelling face. So no stern faces with Super Saiyan again. They seem to be going away from like normal Super Saiyan heads, and I don't know how I feel about that. I like posing them in Super Saiyan. But yeah, in terms of let's go with the sword. You get two versions of the sword. Again, to my surprise, completely remoulded from the original. This one, the bottom, as I destroy the set, comes out because now his hands are actually the same as the Dragon Ball, the same as the Star Wars ones, where they're enclosed. So you have to pop them in and close it up. Makes a much better fit, I suppose. Can't argue with that. Again, nicely detailed. Looks similar to the original, but it is not. You also get the one that comes in scabbard, which can pop out. You can pretend it's broke. This scabbard is different to the original as well. You didn't have this sort of thing on it. It was more a clasp than a belt. Still goes on the same way though. Hole in the back, hole in the bottom, that folds over and pops in. But pops in a lot better than the original did, which is good. In terms of hands, he comes with the fist hands that's on him. Two of Key Blast hands. Again, you'll notice they're all in this sort of brown colour because, well, I suppose it's because he's wearing gloves, isn't it? So he comes with two of these closed sort of hands. One is now on the sword, and two of these open ones, which can be used for the sword for a looser grip, but are mostly used for the time scrolls. So yeah, in terms of the heads, I'm afraid I have some bad news. While it is technically possible to swap the heads with the older figures, these ones from Armoured Trunks just do not fit at all. They're too loose. They don't even pop on properly. They wobble about. And for some reason they just look too big on the head, on the body. In terms of swapping heads the other way about, I'm afraid it also doesn't work because the pegs, as you can see here, are slightly different sizes. So by all means you can pop the shorter head on here, and it would have like his post Cell Saga look, but it's just not worth destroying the hole for. So yeah, you also unfortunately can't swap out the faces between them because they're completely different. In fact, do these work? I tried them the other way around and it didn't. No, see, doesn't fit at all. I'm not even facing the camera. They don't fit at all, I'm afraid. So yeah, let's just pop that on, shall we? While we're here. Same goes for the Super Saiyan hair. Same flat pegs, and obviously the armoured trunks one doesn't fit either. So sorry to burst bubbles, folks, but that's just how it is, I'm afraid. I don't know why Tamashii went down the route that he did. In terms of swapping the hands, there we go, bit of a tight fit, but it does work. So yeah, let's move all this stuff out the way because I'm getting way too crowded in here. Let's pop that back on. So yeah, you won't be using any of the new faces with the new trunks. So yeah, in terms of details of the figure, pretty good. I actually quite like it. The shoulders to me are a bit too squared. That's the sort of problem they used to have with the old Power Rangers figures. But other than that, it's totally fine. They did go a little bit lazy with the underneath, but I suppose you'll never see that. As you can see, they haven't even bothered moulding a crotch piece in. It's literally just the mechanism up there. But hey-oh, it's something you're never going to see, and it probably saved them a couple of quid. So yeah, belt is nicely detailed as well, nice brown, and yeah, again, Super Saiyan hair is painted instead of moulded in that colour. It gives that sort of older look to the figure, because the hair always used to be painted like this, and it looked more professional, to be honest. I kind of prefer the new one though. Kind of contradicting myself, but hey-oh. In terms of articulation, because we are running out of time, you can look up about that far, down without destroying his face, about that much. Shoulders, well, you can look side to side, but he's kind of limited, I'm afraid. Shoulders are completely unhindered. It can go up that much, can go up that way as well. He has bicep swivel and double jointed elbow. The wrists, well, you can still swivel them as normal. There's something going on with these wrists where you can't actually move them, at least on my figure. And I've watched somebody else's review, I think it was Daredevil's, and he also couldn't move his. So yeah, don't know what's going on there, kind of limits him a bit. But other than that, it's okay. I would recommend swiveling these. As you can see, I can move, this must be like a shell, this sort of top piece, where the peg goes down into the arm. You can actually move that round to the front to hide the joint a bit better. That's the first thing I did when I realised you could do that. In terms of ab crunch, he has really good one, the same as Ace. He also has really good backwards. His waist is much more movable than the other one, than the Ace figure. He's got the older style pull down hips, which was surprising to me, considering that, well, does he really need pull down hips? Because without stressing the plastic, that's about as far as you're getting, because this is fairly rigid plastic. A lot of people were saying it was soft, but it's really not. I mean, I was surprised that Tamashii would go with something that hard of a material, to be honest. Well, I'm not all that surprised. I mean, they used hard plastic with Whis. Always remember that. He's got double jointed knees. They can go the full way round, but of course they're totally restricted. And this one goes a little bit too far forward, so he looks as if he's got a broken leg unless you fix it. He's only got a ball joint at the feet, again limiting him. Don't know why they went with that design for the bottom of the figure. So you can't really go down or up or even swivel all that much. He does have a decent toe articulation though. So yeah. Overall, really, really nice looking figure. I mean, I can't fault it for looks. It's, besides the new super design that they gave him, I have to say that this Xenoverse version, even though he looks like a Russian in a Russian long coat with some like bandaged up legs, it suits him. He's actually quite cool. So yeah, since I have rambled on for far too long this episode, let's just take a quick comparison between the three figures. As you can see, major height difference between the original Trunks figure and this one. And even with the new armoured Trunks, he's still a bit taller. So this is definitely the oldest of the trio. But yeah, let's just have him next to Ace to finish us off. Get these two guys out of the way. So yeah, like I said, definite disappointment that the heads and faces cannot be used on the existing Trunks figures. That's a very big disappointment to me. I was really looking forward to that, but well, there is no buts really. Tamashii had every chance to just remold the existing Trunks heads for use with this, but for whatever reason they didn't, or didn't want to, should I say. But yeah guys, that will do it for this review, and definitely recommend the pair of them. So yeah guys, until next time, I'll see y'all later.